Hello everybody and welcome to UC Tech Chat, where we discuss business technology, unified communications, and more for small and medium businesses. I'm your host, Brian Ferguson.
And I'm your co-host, Jason Mefford. Thank you for joining us.
Today, Jason and I will be discussing mobility in the workplace, using mobile unified communications applications to better your business. Businesses all over the world are taking advantage of mobile applications to increase sales, to increase customer service, and to make more productive mobile and remote employees. Later, we'll turn to Julie Webb as she answers more questions from Julie's inbox.
Speaking of high-tech mobility, at the end of the show, we'll take a look at low-tech devices that are now high-tech apps.
I can't wait to see that. Let's get started.
A UC solution should reach all employees across the organization. In addition, to truly be effective, it should be mobile as well. Let's discuss what mobility means for UC.
So mobility for UC, when you're thinking about it, you should take in consideration three things. Number one is that your mobility app needs to seamlessly connect to your company phone system. Number two, it needs to provide a separation of work and personal applications. And number three, it needs to be a quality mobile app with high-tech features.
A modern UC application should also work in combination with your desk phone or be able to replace your desk phone. It should also have a feature for the ability to set up your mobile device quickly and easily to work with your phone system. It should also include advanced features like the ability to make and receive calls, access to voicemail, and the ability to change or monitor status.
So one of the major things that mobile applications should do for you today is to keep your personal life separate from your work life and to protect your company information. So when talking about keeping your personal life separate, one of the things that mobile applications do is that when you make a call from your mobile application, you actually pass through your work caller ID as opposed to your personal caller ID, so that people just see that your work information, they know where to call you back. When considering protecting your customer information, a great example of this is the auto dealership industry. So that industry has a lot of turnover when it comes to their salespeople. So using a mobile application, you can require all of your salespeople to make calls through that. Then you can report on all that information. You can run logs to see who customers they're calling, and you can hold on to all that customer data and not worry about it going to the next dealership.
This is also a valuable branding tool as well for the company. You don't have to worry about personal numbers being advertised to customers. It's going to be the corporate number and typically the corporate caller ID name as well.
So as powerful as your desk phone can be, one of the great applications that you get from a mobile perspective with UC is fixed mobile convergence.
FMC is a great UC feature. It's also known as converged phones. It allows you the ability to transition calls between multiple devices. For example, if I receive a call at my desk phone, I can quickly and easily, with just a couple of button presses, move that to my mobile device. The customer hears a few seconds of dead air, but that quickly I have the call on a different device. It also gives you advanced phone system features on your mobile device or converged phones. For example, you would have the ability to transfer calls from your mobile, also the ability to record calls. I'll give you a personal example that I use for mobility all the time. I'll occasionally need to take my daughter to karate. It's not uncommon for me to get a call right when I need to leave to go get her. I can answer it on my desk phone, easily transition it to my mobile device, be productive and supportive to the customers that need me, but also take care of the personal obligations I have outside of work.
That's really good. So another powerful mobile UC feature is Find Me, Follow Me. So Find Me, Follow Me is the ability to set up rules that you determine as far as which devices are going to ring. So if you can set up calls to where your desk phone rings first, and then your cell phone, and then maybe your house number, and then it goes to voicemail, or any combination of those. You can have them ring one and the next, or you can have them ring all at the same time, and the control is yours. So then you can be found wherever you happen to be, and you don't miss those important calls.
Chat or instant messaging is also another powerful UC tool. It provides quick interaction with staff and offers unified communications between multiple resources. So you may be able to tie chat into other things like presence and various elements like that. It's also important to look for a standards-based chat or instant messaging application as well that may integrate with your phone system, so you have the opportunity to integrate other applications or technologies in with your phone system chat.
Well, good. So let's talk about status. So status is a great feature, especially when it links to mobility. So status gives each user the ability to publish their status or what they're doing at that time, whether they're in a meeting or on vacation or at lunch or wherever it happens to be. And then from a mobile standpoint, I can change my status from anywhere, and then I can view other people's statuses anywhere as well. So if I'm out and about and I need to get a hold of somebody, I can see if they're available before I even call them.
Status is a personal favorite of mine, and I use it all day, every day. It's extremely a valuable tool and improves efficiency not only with myself, but my team. Some examples and common uses for me are on-off hook presence as far as phone usage. If I need to go have a conversation with one of my staff, I can quickly glance at the phone or my presence indicator on my PC and determine who is on the phone or off the phone. If I'm going to go talk to someone and they're on the phone, I know to wait. I'm not wasting time walking to an office, walking back to mine. You also can typically tie in your call rules or status to give you very flexible capabilities if you work at different locations. Let's say, for example, I may work in a warehouse location or a filing room location. I can set up my call rules that when I go to the warehouse, I change my status. Now instead of calls coming to my main desk phone, they'll come to the warehouse phone. Another example is out of office or on vacation. The ability to quickly change that status from your mobile device and have your call rules meet whatever you're doing, whether you're out of the office or on vacation, is very useful. Another cool thing is for me as a manager, I can quickly at a glance see in my sales team how many people are on the phone. Do I have people on actual demos of our product? And that's a valuable tool from a management perspective.
Those are all great. So one old school feature that has been brought to mobility is three-way conferencing. So we've been able to create three-way conferences for a long time with our desk phones, but now we can do that through our mobile phone. So if we need to get a couple people connected from multiple departments, or maybe a customer with one of another staff member from our company, we can do so easily and from anywhere.
That speeds up communication as well. It's very common in my role that I constantly have to bring in sales engineers to either validate a design or answer technical questions. I can quickly do that whether I'm in the office or traveling from my mobile device.
So those are all really great things to consider when talking about mobility. So now let's take things to Julie Webb as she answers a question from Julie's inbox. Julie?
Thank you, Brian and Jason. Hello, everyone. Bob B. from San Diego, California recently asked a question. My company has tasked me to look into the cost of BYOD. How are costs applied between a company and its employees? That's a really good question, Bob. So let's take a look at 4 combinations of how a company can budget for BYOD. And these 4 options you can choose between the company or the employee paying for the device or having consumer-based apps or not having consumer-based apps. In option 1, users pay for their own devices and phone bills. The company provides access to applications and corporate resources. Option 2, the company pays for the device and phone bills. The user gets to use the phone how they want. The company provides access to applications and corporate resources. In option 3, the company owns the devices, paying the bills and locking them down to limit any personal use. And finally, in option 4, users pay for their own devices and phone bills. The company locks down the phone to make it safe to access corporate resources. This really isn't setting a budget. This is just making employees pay for phones with no access to apps outside of corporate. Thank you for the question, Bobby B. Now, Brian and Jason, I have another question for you. BYOD is gaining in popularity. Unified communications are becoming way more advanced. Let's slow it down today, and I would like you to tell me, what are some low-tech devices wrapped in a high-tech application?
Good question, Julie, and thank you. Well, let's see, Jason, what are some low-tech devices that are wrapped in a high-tech application?
How about the original GPS, the compass, available in a variety of styles?
Well, that is old school. How about an abacus? If I ever get the need to crunch some numbers, I want to go way back ancient style.
Wow, you went back a few thousand years for that one. Okay, how about a dog whistle? Why? Because we can.
How about the old-fashioned TV guide? For those zero-cable households, you may need this.
How about a level?
How about a light switch? If I think it's way too painstaking to walk over to the switch, flip it up or flip it down, you're going to need this. Of course, there's some practical applications as well. Much cooler and much easier.
Whoops.
On that note, I guess we can sign off. What is your favorite high-tech, low-tech mobile application? Let us know at #UCTechChat. That's all for this week. Thank you for joining us, and check back for another episode.